Hi guys, Sparks Witty here. I just want to give a quick intro for these videos. What you're about to watch is a excerpt from episodes 184 to 187 of our podcast. This was right when the shut-in for the quarantine happened here in California, and when that happened, we had to decide what to do with our topics for the podcast, and at that time what we decided to do was to just record the next 4 movie reviews: A Quiet Place Part 2, Mulan, New Mutants, and No Time to Die, as if we had seen them, and just say what the movie was in talking with each other. We didn't talk about it beforehand, as in we didn't plan what happened in the film. We just improvised it on the spot when we recorded and had to yes and each other. And this was our way of having some fun with what had just happened with all the movie delays. So if you're watching this, you are just watching those fake quarantine movie reviews. And I hope you enjoy it. And hopefully at some point it'll be fun to look back and see how many things maybe we guessed correctly or we're just sounding more interesting, we'll say. I hope you guys really enjoy this. I thought they were very funny. So here they are, the quarantine reviews.
So, Danny, it's James Bond time.
Oh my god, we all definitely saw the new James Bond movie.
We definitely saw
Nobody Dies Today.
No Time to Die. So full spoilers for No Time to Die, guys. We are the only people in the world, again. I don't know how this happens. Guys, go out to your theaters. Just watch these movies. It's safe out there. Go out, watch No Time to Die. So full spoilers for No Time to Die, starting now. If you don't want to know anything about that movie, keep listening because you're not going to find out anything anyway. All right, No Time to Die. Let's get into our initial thoughts. Ben, why don't you go first?
Oh, is it because I'm like right next to you on the screen that I'm always going first? Okay.
All right, Sparks, you go first.
I got it. I'll go.
Ryan, go first.
I think this was a great way to end the James Bond saga.
Okay.
I thought it was really bold, especially what they did with James Bond. And the future of the franchise is completely open. So I think the movie overall is too long, and I think there's too much plot happening. But I think it's an interesting direction they chose to take. And I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about it.
I mean, I agree with him. I thought it was a really bold way to close the James Bond story because I personally went into it expecting them to kill him. And I'm glad that they saw that through.
Yeah, he dies at the end of this movie. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. It's awesome.
I can't believe that they wiped out pretty much the entire running cast that isn't Moneypenny and Q and then Lashana Lynch.
I need to hear your guys' opinions first before we keep going about the plot.
Ben.
So plot part I don't know what it was about the plot. I mean, I was trying to be invested, but there are times I'm just like, I feel like I'm that one scene in Monty Python where they just go, "Get on with it."
I'm sorry, Ben. Did you watch Spectre?
I felt like there are times I felt like about. Don't get me wrong. The action scenes when the action scenes did happen, oh, that was some good shit.
It felt like the worst parts of Spectre and like the best parts of Casino Royale put into a movie.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I question I question killing M because we just got this new M, just one movie ago. So we've only really had a movie with Ralph Fiennes as M.
Honestly, this felt like a backdoor pilot for like almost a different franchise, and I liked it. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's gonna really be jarring to the audience.
Yeah, burn everything to the ground.
As a Bond purist, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
Because as you know, I love James Bond. I'll watch every James Bond movie. And I don't mind killing Bond. I think that's a really bold move, especially if you follow through and the next one is not a sequel or a remake or a reboot or whatever the hell you call them. And it is just like, hey, we're going forward with Lashana Lynch as
So you mean like, yes, a sequel, but not a relaunch of James Bond?
Yes, that's what I mean. Like, if we don't get another James Bond after this and we're just now doing Lashana Lynch as 007, like, that, all fine with that.
I agree with you.
But I'm going to miss my boy. And I don't think that M should have died. I think he's the only one that I like that Q lived, I like that Moneypenny lived, but I would have liked also M. And again, it's just because we only had one movie with Ralph Fiennes as M so far, and basically like 1.5 with him as M. And I would have liked to see more with him.
Yeah, because Judi Dench, she died in Skyfall, right?
And she was M for
she's M for
most of. She was M for all of Brosnan's and all of Daniel Craig's. Most of Daniel Craig's, except for Spectre.
Yeah.
Yep, and this one.
And so I would have liked to have seen like Ralph Fiennes kind of get that motion to be M for that long.
I guess I don't feel any real strong association to Ralph Fiennes as M, like beyond just recognizing who M is as a character. His specific version, I'm like, I didn't care. I didn't care that he died. Just the way that the film presented it, partially because Spectre bored me. So I don't have a lot of investment in it. And I'm fine with the fact that it looks like they're kind of changing what the MI6 is going to even be. So wiping out M makes sense.
Well, I've always said that Bond has a hard time living in the modern day because of just what we deal with. Like our spy networks are so different than what they were in the 60s and 70s, and
it almost felt more like a Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah, and I think moving Bond into the Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
I think moving Bond into that kind of direction is good for Bond and could re-energize Bond. And Bond as a character doesn't fit in that mold. So moving away from him in that direction is a good idea. I've always said if you want to keep going with Bond, you do it in the past. I don't think he exists. I don't think he should exist in the present day anymore.
Right. So it's not really moving forward with Bond. It's moving forward with 00 agents.
Yeah.
No. Well, I was gonna say one of the people I absolutely loved in this film was Rami Malek's Dr. No.
Yeah.
Oh, spoiler alert. Yeah, he's Dr. No.
Yeah, he's totally Dr. No. But not only is he Dr. No, they did I feel like they took Dr. No and what they should have done with Bola or whatever his name was.
Blofeld?
Thank you, Blofeld's character. In
Bola. I love it.
I can't, it's been a long time.
No, it's okay.
Okay. So in the original Dr. No, when he meets James Bond, he says, "Forgive my not shaking hands, Doctor," because he lost his hands. He has robot hands. They kept that. And he looks at him and like James is like, "Well, it'd be like very ungentlemanly for not to shake hand with a worthy adversary." He's like, "Forgive my not shaking hands, Mr. Bond," and then he dies.
Yeah.
Do you guys know what Ralph Fiennes' son's name is?
Quibbly.
Hero Fiennes.
How do you spell it?
Hero.
Damn it. Your name is Rafe and you spell it like Ralphie. What are you doing?
His name is Hero Fiennes Tifton.
That's pretty cool. All right.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it?
I think it's really cool because I wonder if this was like them like acknowledging the audience, and so many people didn't like Spectre, that they have Dr. No kill Blofeld. They could trying to get Blofeld's up, and then once he was done with him, he killed Blofeld, and that's a power move. And I think Dr. No is actually a way better villain in this franchise. I still think Rami Malek's pretty good. I think he's underutilized. I think he should have been in the movie more. I was actually shocked how little he was in the movie, except for like the last part of the movie.
I was surprised that what it was is that Blofeld had escaped and killed M, and then that's when Dr. No came in and killed him. And that felt like I was like, it was a mix of I'm happy, but I'm sad because why are we doing this double turn of who's the big bad and that kind of thing.
Because
again, this is Christoph Waltz, but I did not like Spectre.
Yeah,
and I don't like Christoph Waltz as Blofeld either. Like I like Christoph Waltz, but I don't like him as Blofeld. So
it's good they killed him probably.
And I'm happy that they were just like, okay, we're done with this version of the character. If a Blofeld ever comes back in the franchise, it'd probably hopefully be a little bit more attuned to what he should be. But this like, I may be your brother, I may not be Blofeld. No, I'm good without him.
I did not care for Swan having been in Dr. No's pocket the whole time, even carrying over from the previous film.
Well, isn't that like...
That's the Craig Bond. That's the Craig Bond credo. Like we're all connected, man.
Look, understand that it's just when we were seeing the trailers and the marketing, and it was saying that she had a big secret, and it was going to be a big turn, a heel turn that would lead to his death, which it does in the film. I didn't want it to be as simple as, well, she's associated with Dr. No. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They make it more dramatic than it is. Like she was basically like a henchwoman, and she made some mistakes, and she's trying to like bury the past. But like, if this is supposed to be like the last James Bond movie, like the stakes don't feel high enough for like this ultimate betrayal. Feels like you did some bad shit. No, I get it. I've done bad shit. I'm James Bond. I didn't feel the drama was fully there. So sorry for Swan, but I think Anna de Armas is the scene stealer in this movie.
I agree.
love stories work well in Bond movies.
He likes to sleep
I
around.
don't think they work, and I don't think this one worked either.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that On Her Majesty's Secret Service is not a good Bond movie?
I am not applying this to all Bond movies, but I am applying it to most.
I am.
I don't care. Most love stories in Bond movies are written poorly.
I think On Her Majesty's Secret Service is a terrible movie.
I said most.
This is a better Die Another Day in a way, because Die Another Day was built to give Halle Berry a spin-off film as Jinx.
That part's true.
This is a movie basically built to give Lashana Lynch a spin-off series in a way.
Yeah, she
And
kicks ass, man.
And I think she's great. And I would absolutely
stuff, man.
Yeah, I would love to see a Lashana Lynch 007 movie going forward.
You know what? I would like to see it too.
I just hope the audience connects with it.
Also, I'm tired of old man Bond. Like, that's why I want Bond so badly in the 60s. Like, I'm tired of, I'm getting too old for this, guys. You're a dinosaur from a different... Shut up. Bond is a sexy young man.
It's like we get it. He's old.
There's some parts where Daniel Craig just feels like he doesn't care.
Yeah.
I started to feel a little Bruce Willis-y from him.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, man, I don't feel like your heart's here.
Do you guys remember before this movie even was being filmed, he was like, yeah, I would cut my throat before I would film another James Bond movie.
Yeah.
I would slash my own wrist before I did another movie, like, jokingly. And then, like, they paid him. Like, it feels like Jennifer Lawrence in the X-Men movies were like, oh, she's there for a paycheck, all right.
Well, Craig was always signed up for 5 Bond films and they was going to be out. It's just the 5th Bond film was supposed to come out before now. Skyfall came out later than it was supposed to, so that extended his time on the franchise. So he was starting to get a little weary by that point.
I thought it was really dope that Ana de Armas wasn't the love interest, because I fully expected him to get away from Swan and fall in love with Ana de Armas, because that's what he does. He falls in love with young, beautiful women, and oh, is she gonna die? No, she's cool, she's competent. He tries to hit on her, and she's like, no, James, and he's like, cool, I respect it. And then they do some teaming up. I thought she was a good aspect of the movie.
She is a good Bond girl.
I definitely want her to be in the Lashana Lynch film, where they're teamed up together.
Dude, they had some good scenes together too, where they're never. It's like a Disney thing. They're never gonna put Finn and Poe together, but it's like, oh, you guys got some chemistry.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if I was reading between the lines a little too much, but it's like, are they?
I think it's there for fun to be like.
I would buy that Sony would do it before I would buy that Disney would do it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I think that would be a really good place to do it. And going back to Daniel Craig's performance, I think he's always been a good Bond. I've just never liked that since Quantum of Solace, they've played up the fact that he was an old man Bond. That's why I always shied away from the Idris Elba as Bond, because he was old. And if we did an Idris Elba as Bond, he would be the old man Bond again, and it'd just be like, I'm getting too old for this shit, and I don't like that Bond.
I agree, except for Skyfall, where I felt like it was part of the story, so it worked. It wasn't
agreed.
Like a gimmick. It was like, this is a point of why this story is happening to you is because you are old. And I'm like, okay, that works.
And because of that, I think Skyfall is an incredible movie. But when we kept it up, that's when it got tiresome.
Let's be honest. I enjoyed this one more than Spectre, but let's be honest. The Daniel Craig Bonds, and maybe Bond itself, should have stopped at Skyfall. Yeah. It just, in the modern age, it wasn't going to get better. It just wasn't.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think Skyfall is a great movie.
Yeah.
Like that kind of film, that was pinnacle James Bond. James Bond is over now. For the modern age, it's done. Now it's Mission Impossible. Now it's different kinds of movies like that, which Lashana Lynch can have as a different 00 agent. But James Bond hit his peak at Skyfall. That was it.
If the next movie was just called 007, and it was a relaunch with Lashana Lynch and whatever I don't remember her character's name, unfortunately. I think that would be a really cool approach. I don't think they're going to do it. I think this was a good send-off for James Bond because of the incredible cameo that I'm glad no one's talked about yet. What's her name? Nomi. That's right. Okay, yeah. Sean Connery is in this movie for 10 seconds, and I thought it was super cool because, one, he hasn't acted since League of Extraordinary Gentlemen killed him. But him being a bartender when James asks for a drink, and he gives almost a little subtle nod, I know what you like. I'm like, was that too much for you guys, or did you like it? Because I thought it was cute.
In any other situation, it might have been too much for me, but because it was Sean Connery who hasn't come back for shit
Yes.
for so long, I was like, all right.
Again, like you had like the
Alright.
start of the franchise and the end of the franchise in a way.
There was a poster going around a long time ago, before Skyfall, and it was Sean Connery, and it was old. It was an old James Bond, and Daniel Craig is the young James Bond. I've always hated the fan theory that James Bond is a title passed down. I've always hated that.
I like it.
And that's purely coming from me as like I can suspend disbelief and say this is the same guy.
Yeah.
But when I saw that poster, I was like, you know what? I'd watch it if it was new James Bond having to track down old bad guy James Bond. And I would have liked to have seen. I still would like to see that. And seeing him in this movie kind of brought back those memories. So I was a little disappointed to see him as a cameo and not as like the main villain.
Yeah, he's just like a bartender.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do on the film. It is just my own kind of like 20-year-long hype for this idea was reignited when I saw that. I was like, oh, remember that thing.
What'd you think, Ben?
Well, the Sean Connery cameo definitely threw me for a loop. I wasn't expecting that, but I'm like, oh shit, that's Sean Connery. But oh man, like does he talk in the movie? He does talk in the movie, right?
He literally like James Bond goes up and asks for a drink, and Sean Connery's like, "I got you, don't worry," or like whatever he says, basically like acknowledging like, "I know who you are."
Yeah, he's like, "I know what you like." Okay.
Yeah, basically that. Yeah.
I just saw that as like a nod, as like, hey, we know how big this actor is, so we just, man, how much money do you think they give him for
If
that?
you're killing Bond, by the way, I'm okay with you going further and having Timothy Dalton and George Lazenby there too.
Ooh, I think that might be too far.
I think so. But also, I'm okay with it because if you're going to kill him and you kind of have like not interactions.
I'm sorry.
What?
I'm picturing it as like they're in the bar. Sean Connery mixes the drink. He goes over to a table. It's Timothy Dalton, George Lazenby, and Pierce Brosnan sitting around, and I'm like, that's.
Then
too
it becomes
much.
like a TV movie, like
Yeah.
reunion, and not like this felt like really like sweet and not even a callback to James Bond, and more to just like Sean Connery because like he helped start this thing.
Mm-hmm.
See, but my whole thing is like if you're gonna do that, honestly, like I'm okay with the other with the other way too. Like, yeah, it's too much, but me being who I am, I would just be okay with it. It wouldn't take me out of the movie personally. Yeah. Obviously, it's good that they didn't because there's probably no scene that you could write that would make it organic. But I would have been interested in seeing something like that.
I feel you.
This isn't Doctor Who.
It's true. It
doesn't work the same way. Like that would pull me out. I'm like, I'm seeing a moment because it's all the James Bonds. Nope. No.
Yeah,
no.
we talked about how those moments like Chewie being given the medal in Rise of Skywalker is only there for the fans and not for the story.
Yep.
So like obviously we've seen it done horribly.
But
I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, I don't think this one was done bad. Like Sean Connery, just like the set before Bond can say apple martini shaken not stirred. Sean Connery goes shaken, correct? And then he's like, yeah.
Did you say like, apple martini?
What kind of martini?
It's a vodka martini.
Oh, thank you, vodka martini. I don't.
God,
he's trying to be more healthy, adding apples.
It's a martini. Before he could say vodka martini shaken not stirred, he goes shaken, right? And then there he is, and he's like shaking the drink.
And there you go.
Yeah. I thought
there you go.
Yeah, I thought that was a nice little nod that because he was the one he was the first James Bond, so I was like, okay.
In many people's eyes, the best.
Yeah, many people's eyes the best.
Yeah.
What was another thing about the movie that
I love that Aston Martin.
Who doesn't?
Yes, of course. What'd you guys think of the way that Bond died, with them battling at the ice and him having fallen in the water, and when he reaches up and pulls Dr. No down and they both drown?
Very, very Sherlock Holmes.
Oh.
And I liked that because Sherlock Holmes dies in a very similar way in Wrecking Ball Falls when he takes Moriarty with him.
Yeah.
So kind of have like, Dr. No coming. We talked about the Sean Connery moment bringing it full circle, but having Dr. No as a villain brings the franchise full circle in a way that you don't even expect. So having like while Dr. No's not his arch nemesis, it was always Blofeld in the originals. It does kind of like have this moment of catharsis, and now we kind of end where we begin together.
Exactly.
Like Moriarty and Sherlock.
And of course,
Poetry, rhymes.
right when the ice is cracking, that's when No delivers the line of "Forgive my not shaking hands." The ice cracks right when he goes down. He reaches and grabs Bond and drags him under with him.
Yeah, I liked it. It's like I said, I like the Sherlock Holmes allusion to it.
I think it's actually a really like it's a really like what's not sweet, but like it's a very personal moment. That's what I'm thinking of. These two guys, like, they've been fighting on the ice, so there's no one for like a mile, right? And the ice keeps cracking, and like they both kind of know what's about to happen, but they're still fighting because like this is what else are you gonna do? And like when they like Dr. No, he does the line with like forgive me my arm, then he pulls him under, and James almost like accepts it because like he wasn't gonna get out of this no matter what. So like this is the only way to go is by defeating my enemy, and I thought that was kind of cool.
I really want to hit on what you said because you said like it's a very personal conclusion, and so it does work for me in that aspect, but I don't feel like their relationship up to that point in the film is very personal. They're trying really hard and it isn't working,
just like Inspector. Yeah. Again, like all the action in this movie is phenomenal, but then like a lot of the plot stuff, I was like, this is like almost like Spectre Part 2. So like
I am very happy that when you bring back Q, you got gadgets back. Now, the Daniel Craig films have been really bad about doing gadgets. They don't do like, laser watches or invisible cars. They don't do anything like that, and that's a bummer, but whatever. Modern day spy movies are much more boring. But I do it. Mission Impossible has cool gadgets.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's why I like the Kingsman films and the Mission Impossible films, because they have really cool gadgets.
Yeah.
But it was nice to kind of have like, what would be a kind of like modern day gadget type thing. So I was happy to bring back gadgets with Q. I like the guy who plays Q, Ben Whishaw, right?
Yeah, Ben Whishaw. Yeah, he's really good. He's a good Q.
Yeah,
I'm glad that he'll be
Paddington.
I would like to see him in the next one for sure.
Me too. Yeah. It's not my favorite Bond film, but it's not the worst of the Craig films.
It's definitely it was a little refreshing after Spectre, but at the same time, there are times where I'm watching this movie, I'm like, it reminds me of Spectre, and I get to the good stuff. Get on with it.
I think it clears the bar of Spectre, all right, but that's not a very high bar. It still doesn't hit Casino Royale, and it certainly doesn't touch Skyfall.
Yeah,
no. And I think any Bond film would be difficult to touch Skyfall.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's peak. It will never be better.
I guess I'm glad this is the movie it ends on,
and not Spectre.
Because
I am too.
Because one, it is an ending to this Bond, and it's potentially a lead into a cool new version of Bond.
It's very weird to have seen a Bond film actually have an ending.
Yes. Not like a lead into another movie.
Not like a off into the sunset kind of thing with James. Like it's this.
Yeah, because
done.
Because normally, I mean, back in the Brosnan era, because the Bond films end with like someone trying to call him, he hangs up and he's with the Bond girl. Then it just pans out and there's like
right. But I mean, even more specifically, yes, just in the context of all the Bond films. Well, I'm speaking even just like the actor's last Bond films, and this one just
the ending of Die Another Day is disgusting. I was just thinking about it.
Yeah.
She's got the diamond in her belly. He's like, no, keep it in a little longer, James.
Oh
God!
Diamond face.
People got mad at Kingsman for doing the anal joke at the end, but like,
Die Another Day was the worst one for Brosnan to go out on for sure.
Yeah.
As a big fan of Pierce Brosnan's James Bond, I'm really sad that was his last.
Me too. Yeah. He made some really good movies. He
really did.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Tomorrow Never Dies.
Me too.
Oh, that's my favorite one.
GoldenEye is incredible.
I think GoldenEye is incredible too. I don't think Tomorrow Never Dies gets quite the attention it deserves. That is Zod is the bad guy, right?
Tomorrow Never Dies is, yeah.
Yeah.
Martin Campbell directed GoldenEye, and
Zod,
then like
don't you mean Jonathan Fury?
No, Terrence Stamp, right?
No, Jonathan Pryce.
Jonathan Pryce has never been a Bond villain.
Yeah, he is.
I know that for sure.
We're talking about the same one where. Wait
a minute.
Hold on, Brandon. It is Terrence Stamp and Tomorrow Never Dies, right?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Um,
Bond talk.
Okay, but GoldenEye, by the way, was actually written for Timothy Dalton, but he passed.
Oh. Martin Campbell directed Casino Royale and GoldenEye. It's
Yeah.
two of the best Bond movies, maybe.
And
yeah, it is.
Master
Jonathan
Zorro.
Price. Jonathan
What?
Price is Elliot Carver.
Damn, dog. You just got schooled. Stephen King and Bond expert over
Okay,
here.
but Terrence Stamp is a bad guy in a Pierce Brosnan one, right?
I don't know.
I'm looking at
Don't know.
Terrence Stamp.
This is thrilling audio.
Are you
was-
talking? Hold on. Wait, it could be. I always get it mixed up with How the hell do you pronounce Terrence? How do you spell Terrence?
Terrence.
Yeah,
E-N. Okay. Jesus. Yeah. What am I trying to say? Right. So, Bond, Pierce Brosnan was actually not supposed to be recast after Die Another Day. He was contracted for a sixth Bond movie, but they decided to go against his contract and actually recast the role as with Daniel Craig. And he didn't find out until he was watching the morning show, and they announced his casting. He's been kind of bitter about it ever since.
Oh.
That's fair.
Actor.
But then he made The Matador, so
Hell yeah, I love that movie.
And what was the other one?
After the Sunset.
Yeah, both those movies are really good.
Matador's dope.
Matador is dope.
Greg Kinnear.
Greg Kinnear.
I don't think Terrence Stamp was a Bond villain.
Wow, what
Wow.
do I remember?
Good job, Ben. You beat them all.
Wow.
He's pulling his thing up now.
What was the villain in Everything or Nothing? Which was the one with the nuclear bomb?
I don't know, dog.
With the nuclear submarine? Oh, what's his name? Sala from Indiana Jones is in it.
Wasn't that the guy with the bullet in his head?
Yeah. Is that Tomorrow Never Dies?
No, that's not Tomorrow Never
John
Dies.
Reed's Deities.
Is that Everything or Nothing? No, that's not Everything or Nothing.
Guys, this is thrilling. It really is.
Whatever. They don't have to listen to this anymore. Shall we move on to our book club, though?
Wait, we gotta rate it.
Oh, yeah, we do got to rate it.
Yeah.
Okay, you go first, Ryan, since you started this.
Okay. I'll give it a 7.5. I think it's a very good action movie, but a pretty boring talky movie.
All right, 7.5.
Yeah.
Ben, since Sparks is on the interwebs?
I'll give it a 6.5, 6.5. I mean, the action is great, but still, it's just get on with it. Hurry it up.
Yeah, I feel that. Sparks, what do you want to rate it?
I rated it a 7. Yeah.
7? Okay.
Yeah, I like a lot of aspects about what it means to the franchise, and I like that it's an ending, but I don't love a lot of its content.
Okay, so I'm thinking about The World Is Not Enough, and that's Robert Carlyle as the Bond villain, not Terrence Stamp.
That was Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah. Okay, I give it a 7.5 also. I like this movie. It's better than Spectre. Not as good as Casino Royale or Skyfall.
Not even.
But, it's a good Bond movie. Good movie to go out on. Nope. Better than Quantum of Solace.
Yep.
All right, so we get into our book club?
Quantum of Solace truly is the Iron Man 2 of James Bond.
That's such an insult.
Some would say even the Thor of the Dark World.
I'd go more with Iron Man 2. It's trying to set up a lot of crap that doesn't mean anything.
That's fair. Okay, let's go into our book club.